Alrighty then, so I'm going to be doing another album review. So I'm going to be reviewing two albums this time. So the albums I'm going to be reviewing are Astral Rejection and Astral Rejection OG by Set My Friends on Fire. So anyway, last time I reviewed the I Set My Friends on Fire album was You Can't Spell Slaughter Without Laughter, which was their debut. Um, so anyway, so Astral Rejection was released in 2011. Astral Rejection OG was released in 2019 by the band. Basically, Astral Rejection, Astral Rejection OG is actually, despite being released in 2019, this is actually like the original album, I guess. Put it quite simply, so in 2010, the band recorded a few songs for the album, which was going to be under the same name, Astral Rejection. But apparently it was supposed to be released in 2010, but the band label they were signed to, which was Epitaph Records, they, I guess, denied it, and they pretty much shelved it and stuff, which caused one of the members, Nabil Mu, to leave the band. And then the band had to re-record it and stuff like that. Then a version of this album was released in 2011 and stuff like that. One from 2019. Apparently, Matt managed to get his hands on the old songs and from that were supposed to be for the 2010 album, and he released them in 2019. So, yeah. So, anyways, yeah. And you'd think, I guess, the re-recorded songs would be the re-recorded, remastered songs would be like a lot better than the original, but because the ones off the OG album were actually demos, I guess. The 2011 album, it's not bad though. It's a great album, but compared to the songs off the OG album, it does not sound as good as those. Apparently, only like 4 of the original demos were actually released to this on this album. Which was Infinite Suck, Excite Bike. It's not actually bike, but I can't say the word that it actually says because it's a slur basically. But it sounds similar to bike, and it has a D up front and a Y instead of an I. The title track, Astral Rejection, and Narcissism FOF. Yeah. Anyway, this band had some very ridiculous title names because these guys were like pretty much like one of the many MySpace metalcore groups or post-hardcore groups that would have like super silly names for their songs that pretty much had like nothing to do with the original song, which I think was started by like bands like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco. I think specifically Fall Out Boy, but Panic at the Disco did do that on A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, basically. So yeah. Anyway, so the 2011 album basically has the other songs on the album are It Comes Naturally. My paralyzed brother taps his foot to the beat. The developer, the horn. Keith Catcher, a rectangles. What a name. Life hurts, and I can't. I don't know what this well, this song is in Spanish, but I'm gonna butcher this name, man. This name, man. Uh, Cacafuego Nuestra Senora de la Concepcion. Or, I don't know. I'm not good at Spanish, so yeah. But and the songs that are on the OG album is Phantasmagoria, which is just the intro. Um, Party at the Moon Tower, Cantaloupe the Antelope, Reforbin, Commit to the Hypothetical, and the Zenith Anniversary Stab. So, anyways, this album is categorized as mostly metalcore and post-hardcore primarily, with some elements of electronicore, avant-garde, metal, electropop, metalcore, melodic metalcore, and apparently post-hardcore is a secondary as well. Deathcore and glitch, which yeah. The song "My Paralyzed Brother Taps His Foot" to this beat is actually pretty much a crunkcore song with a lot of like industrial, some glitch, some deconstructed club elements to it. So yeah, the song "Developer the Horn" is just a sort of electro pop song. It's pretty much what it is. It's kind of my least favorite song on the album. So yeah, but it's not a bad song though. So yeah, and I haven't listened to this album in a little while. Well, except for Excite Bike, because honestly, that's probably my favorite song on the album. For both albums. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, but songs. Well, I mean, they're 10 out of 10, but they're not really. I mean, they're not as good as the stuff from but they're not as good as the OG album, man. Really, it's probably my least favorite I Set My Friends on Fire album. I think the Slaughter album is definitely much better than this one. So yeah, yeah, it's the lowest rated one on Radio Music with a 2.29 on there. Anyways, as for the OG album, this album is definitely a lot better sounding than the 2011 remake. So yeah. Yeah, Excite Bike is definitely much better quality. Narcissism FOF is definitely much better sounding and stuff. And this album is actually categorized as post-hardcore, metalcore, mathcore, and electronic core, which I kind of disagree with electronic core. There's really only one electronic core song on here, which is the Zenith's Anniversary Stab. So yeah, and I think Easy Core should have been a tag on here, considering the fact there's a lot of pop punk sounding elements on here, like Narcissism, FOF, Cantaloupe the Antelope, all those. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So Commit to the Hypothetical is honestly just kind of an interlude, basically, just an electronic interlude. Also, the song Zenith Anniversary Stab has a really silly line on here, which, well, I don't really feel like seeing what the line is, but, it sounds like, it starts with a C, it, rhymes with the word drumming, and apparently it's one of his favorite things to do. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, this is actually a lot more higher rated than You Can't Spell Slaughter Without Laughter. It has a 3.4 on there. I think a 3.44. While You Can't Spell Slaughter Without Laughter has a I think a 2.84 so far. So yeah. Yeah, so overall, I give both these albums a 10 out of 10. Definitely would recommend checking them out if you're into, very silly sounding music, or, OG MySpace post-hardcore, metalcore music, stuff like that. So, yeah. Overall, I think I'd recommend checking out the OG album first. It's definitely much better than the 2000 than the remake. Yeah. So I'll leave links. I'll leave links to them in the description below if you want to listen to them. So, and if you want to give them a score, and the review, Radio Music pages will be in the description if you want to do that. So, anyways, overall, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see y'all in the next video.